YouTube. It's your boy LAElsTv. We back with another video, man. Listen, y'all rocked with the last video. Not a lot, but I fuck with their channel and I fuck with the content they got. So personally, I'm a react to it because I like it. You feel me? So y'all probably come along later. But anyways, today we got Inside the Life of MS13, Deadliest, Hitmen. All I know is them MS13 niggas be crazy as hell, and they be going up, they be doing a lot. So we gonna tune in, man. We gonna see what they gotta do. I mean, we gonna see what this video gotta say. You feel me? But let's tune in. Before we tune in, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, comment some other recommendation videos you want to see, and most importantly, you better subscribe and ring that bell. But let's get it, man. Inside the Life of MS13's Deadliest Hitmen.
For 12 years, El Salvador was ravaged by a bloody and indiscriminate civil war.
But MS13 is particularly violent. They don't like shooting people because it's too quick. It's too fast.
Yeah, it's not the Mexican, Colombian, or Italian mafias who are the most brutal. You may be surprised to hear it's a Honduras and El Salvador gang called MS13, or Mara Salvatrucha. How did they grow from a tiny street gang into one of the world's most feared organized crime groups? And who are the terrifying hitmen behind this horror show? This is the full story of MS13 and its deadly hitmen. I know it said Honduras and El Salvador, but the MS13 gang actually began in the barrios of Los Angeles during the 1980s. You see, horrible civil war was ravaging El Salvador, and many of its inhabitants fled the bloodshed. It was in LA that El Salvador immigrants met other immigrants from Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. Soon, they formed a Mara Salvatrucha. Mara is slang for gang. Salva stands for El Salvador, and Trucha means street gang. What about the 13? Well, that's...
So gang in Salvador gang. I mean gang in Salvador street gang. That's what it'll transition to, like translate to in American. Fuck English. Yeah, I'll be slow sometimes, y'all don't mind me.
The position of the letter M in the alphabet, but the MS13 was never a peaceful community of Hispanic immigrants watching each other's backs. They soon got a reputation for extreme violence and machete murders. According to the FBI, the MS13 gang has now spread to 46 states. Here's a dark twist. The MS13 stays incredibly brutal by recruiting poor, vulnerable teens from backgrounds of petty crime and narcotics addiction. It's heartbreaking to think that many teens end up in places like MS13 instead of getting the help and support they need to overcome their tough childhood. And to join the MS13, no matter your age, you're required to be jumped in, aka subjected to a vicious 13-second beating. Then, getting wet, carrying out a crime, usually a murder.
Damn, so you gotta get jumped and then do an initiation? Nah. You see, this is why gang life is it for me, you feel me? No disrespect to everyone in the gang life and shit, but like, damn, nigga. Imagine having to get jumped brutally and then having to go do a hit. Or not even a hit. Murder. You gotta murder someone. You can't even hit them. You have to murder. You gotta mission complete. Fatality. You have no choice. I'm all set, man. I can't do it. It's not for me, man.
For the gang. Sadly, it's very hard for MS13 members to quit. They're branded for life with huge tattoos on their chest. And so, if they ever flee, they can easily be found, identified, and killed. And you don't want to get killed by the MS13. As the MS13 expanded, it reached its home countries of El Salvador and Honduras.
We're at the Central Criminal Courts for San Salvador. That's these buildings, and then over there behind us there's the morgue. And that's really the two ways out for an awful lot of gang members. They're either brought here and then go on to jail, or they're brought here dead.
After the El Salvador Civil War ended, another war started between the MS13 and the 18th Street Gang. And it was so violent that virtually no difference was felt from the Civil War.
That's
Ernesto Miranda, or Smokey. Smokey started out as a soldier in the bloody Civil War. Then he fled to Los Angeles, where he found himself in the middle of street gang wars. So he rallied fellow El Salvador immigrants and founded the MS13. Smokey was one of the people who raised the MS13 gang to international threat status, from drug trafficking to prostitution, weapons dealing, and murder. He did it all. Of course, this got the FBI's attention. In 2004, he was deported to El Salvador. Initially, it seemed like a clean slate for Smokey. He began studying law and started a family, with a young daughter living under his roof. Smokey even became preoccupied with keeping taking vulnerable teens out of the MS-13's hands. But at age 38, Smokey was brutally killed simply because he turned down an invitation to a fellow MS-13 member's prison release party.
Wow.
A senseless death explained only by the brutality he'd once imbued his sicarios with.
That's kind of crazy. So you mean to tell this is another reason why I can't join the game. So you mean to tell me, I don't know if like they had rules where you had to go to a prison member's release party or something, but damn. So you mean to tell me you kill one of your members, but not only one of your members, you killed the founding father of your gang because you didn't want to go to a prison member's party release? I don't know, man. That's kind of fucked up.
Lenny's Escobar is known as La Diablita, the little
Oh
devil.
no, La Diablita. That's a bad nickname, man. That means she's crazy.
We'd be mistaken to associate every small woman with innocence and every burly, scruffy man with evil. In 2017, 5 boys posted themselves making gang signs on social media. They were just having a bit of drunken fun. They weren't part of any gang. But to the MS-13, this was a sign of rival gang members. They associated the boys with rivals and wanted them removed. Lanise was just a teenager when she started working for the MS-13 in Long Island. She was also the girlfriend of an MS-13 soldier, so she wanted to prove herself and do the initiation. Remember what that was? That's right, murdering someone for the gang. Lanise lured the boys to a park where several MS-13 members ambushed them. Lanise and a few others hacked the boys with machetes. Only one of the 5 survived. He recalls a blood-chilling night.
Under a full moon, running for my life, chased by gangsters shouting, "Hack him."
Lanise Escobar was eventually arrested and charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, aid of racketeering, and racketeering. He was still underage when she was charged. Shockingly, La Diablita pleaded not guilty, but on April 11, 2022, there was a verdict.
Right now at 5:30, a verdict today
And
for a
it's in
young
New
woman
York.
accused of
She had to get
luring
smoked.
4 men to their deaths at the hands of MS-13 gang members.
Our hearts go out to the families of the victims.
That's crazy.
We know that the verdict does not erase the pain you wake up with every day.
Lanise was found guilty of all charges. She will probably spend the rest of her life behind bars. But her family wants everyone to know Lanise is the classic MS-13 tragic story. She was a vulnerable teen groomed from an early age and pushed to do the unthinkable.
She was saying,
That is sad. I can't lie. No bullshit. They like, and it's not only them, because a lot of like second world countries that have gangs that do come over here. They don't have to come over here, but like second, third world countries that have gangs, shit. Even where I'm from in Haiti, when they make gangs and shit, they stay taking kids that they know is gonna do what they gotta do because they gotta eat. They gotta do what they gotta do because they gotta survive, and that's fucked up, man. Because you feel me? If you ain't know no better and they came and got you as a kid, you say, oh, you wouldn't do this, this, and that. But if you're struggling, you got to make ends meet, you got to eat, again, and you're a kid, you're doing it, bro. You're doing it. So it's like, it'd be hard to judge this shit because, like, it's so easy. It's so easy to talk as one of those people who got money, who was raised around money, who was wealthy. Oh, why can't they do this, this, and that, this, and that? You're thinking this, and that, because you were raised around this, and that. But when you weren't raised around this, and that, you were raised around get it how you got to get it. Dog eats dog type of world. You're not going to understand them niggas' fucking environment. You're not going to understand their mindset. So instead of trying to tell them what to do, try to figure out to understand them so you can figure out what to do that you can help them. You feel me? That's all I got to say, because I be tired. I have this debate with my friends all the time because I have wealthy friends myself who be like, damn, but why don't head niggas do this, and that? Like, bro, you was spoon-fed all your life, bro. You was spoon-fed, nigga. Of course you're going to say, why can't they just do that? Nigga, because that's what you seen. But if you live the way they live, who says you might not have came out the way they have? You feel me? If you didn't, props to you, but who says you wouldn't have? You'd have a chance of coming out like that. So it's like, you gotta feel me? You gotta learn, then help. Don't just try to tell them what to do, try to say, do this, this, and that, because you didn't have the same path as them. So it's not gonna work.
Girl, what a difficult life. Not having a father, not having a mother, abuse physically, mentally.
It's sad to know that some of MS-13's deadliest hitmen, or women, come from terrible backgrounds where violence is all
That's
new.
great. That's a big ass.
Just before Christmas Day 2004, the Honduran government was thinking about reintroducing the death penalty in a discussion about tightening the grip on gang violence. But this only angered the MS-13 gang more, so they organized a mass killing. They stopped an intercity bus filled with women and children and rained fire on them. Whoever wasn't hit by the bullets was then killed from close up by MS-13 sicarios. At the top of the operation was Juan Bautista Jimenez, one of the MS-13's most prized hitmen. In the MS-13, the more brutal you are, the higher up the ranks you go. Jimenez had become such a feared name that authorities began a long and complicated operation to arrest him. In 2007, he was finally put behind bars. The news of his arrest caused a lot of uproar on the national news. This put MS-13 under the spotlight, and its leaders didn't like this. So Jimenez, a once prized army commander, was assassinated in prison by his own men, hung inside his cell. But they are less known.
See? That's what I'm talking about, y'all.
MS-13 members who have even more terrifying stories to tell. Juan kept his identity a secret as he spoke about his past experiences with MS-13. After all, he would most likely get killed the minute he reveals who he is.
Not most likely. Bro's definitely getting smoke packed up and out of here. Definitely.
Juan was only 18 when he was made to kill someone as an initiation ritual for the gang in Honduras. From that point onward, killing got easier and easier. He got desensitized to violence and started seeing it from the outside, almost like an out-of-body experience when he took a life. But that's not to say it didn't leave a mark on him. Once, Juan killed 3 people, then watched his fellow sicarios dismember them brutally. The sight was so horrifying that something clicked inside of his mind. He couldn't take it anymore. That's when he decided to flee Honduras, knowing the MS-13 would be on his trail for the rest of his life. Under a hidden identity and wearing lots of camouflage, Juan then talked to the media, spreading the word about the horrific crimes of MS-13 hitmen. In an interview he gave later, he said,
"When I killed the first person, I was nervous. I wanted to smoke lots of stuff. I thought it could have been me, my mom. But you have to do it for yourself as well, because you're already in the family, and you don't have a choice. You have to do what they tell you."
Yeah, if the hitmen got cold feet, they can't really pull out. You either flee and hope you don't get caught, or you get beaten, tortured, maybe even worse. Your family gets killed for it. Once you enter the horror network that MS-13 is, you can't really ever get out. Through nothing short of miracle, Juan did. And he chose to take an even greater risk by talking to the media about his former gang. What he revealed is simply blood-curdling, murder, rape, torture, and filming it to post it online. Similar to the brutal Jalisco New Generation cartel, the MS-13 makes a point out of spreading fear and panic. This way, they let people know that they are not to be messed with. And you want to know MS-13's motto? Kill, rape, control. Yeah, in 2017, MS-13 made international headlines twice. First, with the murder of 2 teenage girls. They were walking through the neighborhood in New York when they were butchered with a machete and a baseball bat after a minor dispute with an MS-13 hitman. The same month, 3 teenage girls in Houston were kidnapped, violated, and shot fatally. 2 MS-13 hitmen, Miguel Alvarez Flores and Diego Hernandez Rivera, were arrested for this. During their court hearing, they laughed, waved at the cameras, and showed complete defiance towards authority. Not just that, but it was clear that they had zero remorse for the horrific crime. This had nothing to do with the MS-13's illicit businesses or turf fights. It was brutality for brutality's sake, an enactment of the gang's terrifying motto. According to Juan, El Salvador has the highest homicide rate in the world, just simply because the MS-13. They prey on women and children, those most vulnerable.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that. That is fucking absurd and terrifying. That's crazy as fuck. Wow. They have the highest murder rate in the world? Damn.
To brutal attacks. Sometimes, hitmen will burn a whole bus in broad daylight or butcher an entire family inside their home. Juan described one of the most gruesome murders he witnessed as an MS-13 hitman.
"I saw one. They had cut the person into little pieces and put them in a box. MS-13 cuts them into 13 pieces. It's their symbol. I only heard the screams and all that, and how they killed them. It was so that people would know."
And how much did Juan make as an MS-13 hitman? 1,500 pesos, or 50 pounds a week. If he committed a murder for the gang, he could get a bonus, or new clothes or weapons. Under Donald Trump's presidency, the MS-13 was named a terrorist organization. We'll end this video with a tragic story. Miguel Angel Tobar, was born in 1983 in El Salvador, in the midst of the horrible Civil War. Much like all MS-13 members, Miguel was recruited as a young teen to work for them. Aged 11, Miguel tried to murder his first victim, a man who had repeatedly violated his sister. 4 years later, he committed his first murder for his MS-13 initiation. Age 15, Miguel decapitated a teenage baker who was working for the 18 gang. During his time with MS-13, Miguel killed at least 50 people, each more brutally than the previous. Once he removed a victim's heart with his bare hands, Miguel and his men lured a man known as Caballo. Once he discovered he was a double agent, working for the MS-13 and the 18 Street Gang. In 2009, Miguel was approached by the police to help them solve some murders. Eventually, Miguel became a key witness for the Attorney General's office. He helped send more than 30 gang members to prison. The deal? The state promised to protect him from the MS-13 members and any gang members that would...
If this is a sad story, we know how this ends right here.
...and dead. But both the police and the Attorney General's office knew Miguel would be assassinated, and they didn't do much to protect him. On November...
Wow, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. Where is this was this in the United States that they said they was gonna offer him protection? If so, that's fucked up. But I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of people do die in PC, man. A lot of people do die in witness protection shit, because people don't be taking that shit serious as they're supposed to. Especially after you done testified and shit for them. They're like, fuck you, you're a piece of meat. We don't even like snitches for real. We feed you to the fucking wolves. But hey, man, you already started a life. You gotta stay with that life, man. You can't just try to go flip on your brothers to save yourself, man. That's another reason why I can't join again. You feel me? I can't have niggas flipping on me, man. Like, that's fucked up. Y'all brothers, y'all do it together. You already made that decision, so keep that same decision. Keep that same thought process.
21st, 2014, Miguel was shot and killed by his former MS-13 friends. Miguel had spoken for 5 years about his imminent death. He was convinced someone would come for him soon, but when he told the authorities about this, they just said he was protected and he shouldn't worry. Was this an empty promise to a man they didn't think deserved protection? How many arrests could Miguel help with after killing 50 people or taking someone's heart out? Can an MS-13 hitman make up for his crimes? And just how guilty is a 15-year-old hitman taken from a vulnerable background and threatened into doing the unthinkable? What are your thoughts on the MS-13 gang? Let us know in the comments, and before you leave, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell button.
Do the same thing on my channel. Another good video by Death Door. But hey, man, same, man. This is why I always tell you guys, stay out the streets. I always tell my subscribers to stay out the streets, stay out the streets, stay out the streets. Please, guys. There's a lot of other things you can do with your time other than street activity. Please, guys. Please. You feel me? But hey, man, same, man. I appreciate y'all for always tuning in and rocking me. Don't forget to smash that like button like she's a little whore. Don't forget to comment some more recommendations you want to see me do. Comment how you feel about this reaction. And most importantly, subscribe. And ring that fucking bell, man. Shout out my post notification gang. If you ain't know post notification gang already, suck my dick, man. But anyways, if you do choose that street life, though, on a positive note, be smart about it. Make sure you stick to the code. And, you know, be safe. I can't tell you what to do, man. But, hey, it's your boy, LAElsTv. We out. God.
You ain't talking money, then there's nothing to jewel it out. You ain't talking money, then there's nothing else to talk about. Like a wide receiver, you can't come for me, took a different route. Yeah, my money longer, yeah, like I'm Lil Uzi. Met that bitch last night, she see my chain, she turned right to a groupie. Took her back to the crib, I ain't a director, but we made a movie. Too much money can't fit in my purple jeans.